G'day guys, welcome back to another week of building the Caldercraft HMS Victory. Has been a while since the last video, but I've now got the 30 cannons all made up, ready to go. Originally the plan was I was going to move to doing the rudder, but I've decided I'm going to rig up these cannons first before I go on with that. That wasn't the only reason that everything took so long. I've been in hospital for a few days, had my knee operated on after a work accident, so that's starting to come good now. Still a little bit mobility restricted, but that's all in the past now, so we're going to get on with rigging these up and fitting them to the ship. Okay, so this is what we're going to be aiming for this week. I believe only these 5 cannons, the ring will be seen from above, but I've done one extra each side just to be sure. I can't see any point rigging all the other cannons when they're just not going to be seen. So we're just going to do these ones. Each cannon has 6 2mm blocks. We have a rope that'll be tied from the back of the cannon and fixed to the deck by an eye bolt, and then we have 2 ropes each side with 2 blocks on the inner rope. So I'll get set up and we'll do one on camera, fit it to the deck, and then I'll go on and see how much I can get done before I release this video. I don't think I changed on these cannons from when I originally built them in the last video. I took out the eye bolts that came with the kit. They were just way too small. I couldn't get ropes through them, and I've replaced them with these eye bolts I had left over from the Soleil Royale, just to make it a little bit easier on myself. Around the back of this cannon we've got to have a rope. It's 0.75 mil, so the way I'm doing it. I actually had someone questioning the way I do things, which is fair enough. I don't care if people want to give me advice or whatever, but he said if I'm showing people how to do things, I should get things right. As it says in the description of my channel, this is nothing more than a build log, just showing the way I do it. I'm not telling people that this is exactly how you have to do things. This is just how I've learnt to do it and what works for me. If it helps someone else, that's great, but I certainly wouldn't go telling people this is the only way to do things. Because relatively speaking, I'm still reasonably new to the hobby myself. So yeah, as I said, I'm more than happy to get criticism, but at the end of the day, as I will be forever, I'll continue to learn. So anyway, I just make a loop in the rope, put it around the knob on the back of the cannon here. I'm covering that up, aren't I? Try and do this so you can actually see. Just a minute. Tighten that up again. Better. Let's put a drop of glue to hold it. Just putting the rope through this rearmost eye bolt. Same on the other side. Now we've just got to put a couple of eye bolts on the end of those ropes. These ones I want a bit looser, so I actually roughly make the eye bolt level with the front of the Cabot cannon. Cut that off once it dries, and I'll get another eye bolt. Oops. Okay, we're using these, as I said, I think, 2mm blocks. They're very small. Got a single hole on one side, which I just make sure is clear before I start assembling everything. I find this hole is towards the top of this little clamp that I'm putting on it. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I don't have much movement in my thumb, so where possible I like to clamp things or hold it in another way. So this one, clamp it with the hole towards the top. Oops, where'd that go? Now I've got 0.1mm thread, which is going to be tied around through the groove on the block. I'm actually going to glue that in place so it doesn't move, which just makes it easier for me to tie it off. Just hold it for a few seconds just till it grabs. And I've been just making up 6 at a time, making a cannon, getting it on the ship, and then I start the next one. I just couldn't face preparing 42 or 84 blocks in one go to start with, so I just thought it's a bit easier just doing it this way. Well, it seems to be one that doesn't want to grab straight away. Okay, so I'll get these 4 done and then come back and we'll continue. Okay, I've got those other 4 done now, so all I do at this point is get them out of here, pull the ropes down through the grooves to the other end, and I hold it in place again with the clamp, and then I tie a knot at this end. Just pull it tight. And then just a drop of glue just to hold it in place. As I said, this is just the way I find it easier. Otherwise I end up having the rope falling off the block and all sorts of things. I just hold one length of rope straight up, just so when it dries it's pointing in the right direction for where I want the rope to go. And then I just trim off the excess piece on the other side, and then that's done. Usually, just to make sure no glue's gone in that hole, I just double check that it's still open. And I think maybe this one has had a little bit going, it's a little bit tight. This has been the first one out of about 30 of these that actually done this. But here we go, we'll go through now. The hole's small enough to get ropes through without glue making it even smaller. Okay, so that's that one done. So do another one. Hold it in place again. Tie a knot. Dab of glue. And I find, for me anyway, doing it this way is a lot quicker. Okay, and just trim that excess off again. And then again, I'll just double check the hole.
and that one goes straight through, so that's fine. So I've now got all 6 of those blocks made up, and we'll start adding these to the cannon. First one just goes off the back eye bolt. It's really difficult to film this without getting my hands in the way. Yeah, reasonably small parts after all. Then I'll just make sure that that block stays up nice and close to the back of the cannon, because the rope across to the other block only has to be about 15 to 20 millimeters, so we haven't got that much room for slack. So as I said, I just want that block up nice and tight. Naturally, I've pulled the rope out. We'll try that again. I need better tweezers. There we are, just up into that spot there. Now I'll drop a glue just to hold it in place. And once that dries a little bit, I'll just clip off the excess. So that's that one on the back of the cannon. And we just have to make one more that will be onto an eye bolt into the deck, and that will join the two. Okay, and its partner that will just go onto the deck just attaches to a eye bolt. We just have to see if we can get a knot tied around there. Naturally it doesn't want to. Should have actually done this in clamp. So just pull that up nice and close together, the eye bolt and the block. That's just about there. Again, just a drop of glue to hold that in place. and then we'll just trim off the excess, and just trim off that bit of excess, and then that will go into the deck, and the two blocks will be tied together once they're on the deck.
So I've just put two of the blocks hanging off these little arms that I've got here. Just put a loop in the 0.1mm rope, tie it up behind the block. Won't glue that yet because I just want everything to fall neatly on the way. Go through the hole until I get my glasses. Helps when you can actually see. Where's the hole? Oops. And I'll just bring the rope back again. I only need these to be roughly 10mm apart. Tie that off just a little bit back from the block. Still about four or five times around. I'll show you the drawing or picture in a minute that I'm using to go by. And more.
I'll give it one more. What I'm going by, to a degree, this is the rope we're doing. He's put loops around there. I did a few where I tried literally just twisting it and then gluing on the end, but when I let go it tended to unravel a little bit, which is why I was just doing these knots there. So that will probably do it. Need to put an eye bolt on one end. Just hold that eye bolt there for a minute. Sort that off, and I'll pull the eye bolt up to the block. I actually had that pull in tight too soon. Other end is going to be tied to the cannon. Okay. And the other end of that rope goes through the eye bolt at the back. And that also goes right up to the eye bolt, because that has to be roughly level with the wall's going to be right here. So that's about right. So I'm going to do the one on the other side. It's going to be exactly the same, and then I'll come back. Okay, we're going to need 4 holes for the eye bolts, and going by the instructions, it's literally pretty well top and bottom of that middle plank that lies through the middle of the gun port there.
one on the deck. It's literally a second plank in from the grating there. Literally just gonna, whoops, glue this in position. Okay, these longer ropes that come from the back of the cannon, we've got to put into the lower hole. Right. And then the shorter one goes in the upper hole. Okay. Hopefully I can do this with the camera in the way.
Okay, I'll try again from the other side. It's just too difficult with the camera right in my way, and I'm not really sure this is much better.
There we go, it's in. I'll just put a top of glue there just in case. And we just have to get this top one in. Okay, so that's that one in place. Now all we have to do is get this back block hooked up over here.
Right.
Okay, I've tied off a rope just behind that block with the eye bolt on it. Before I fit that to the deck, let's see if I can get this through the other block. Just put it back through the other one. And then before I pull it tight, make this a little bit shorter. There. Just tie that off behind the other block. Need another pair of tweezers. Where have I got them? Okay, got that tied. Probably really shouldn't be filming videos when I'm dosed up on morphine tablets. I don't think it really helps. Now I'll do the same as what I did. I'll wrap some rope around there. Overall, to me, these ropes almost look like they're too thin. But I suppose if you want any bigger, maybe it'd look out of scale, I'm not sure. Okay, so that's that one done. As I said before, I'm going to be doing 7 on each side, starting from here down to here, and then from that point forward I'm literally just, whoops, knocked something over, putting some glue on and sticking these ones to the deck. As I said, there's no point rigging them up, they're not going to be seen, so we may as well just leave these ones as they are. Okay, I'm going to leave this video here. I've only got 5 cannons to rig up, and then that's completed. I need to go sit down for a while, a bit sore. So I'll get this done, and in the next video we're going to be working on the companionway staircases. We're going to be putting balustrades, I think they're called, on. There's also some we've got to put on the deck. And then we have to do some for the upper deck supports. Have to put those in and set up for adding the next deck, plus some pin rails and things like that. So I know I don't sound with it. I've got to go sit down. So I'll leave that here, and hopefully the next video will be a bit better for you. Cheers.